Atlanta News First Plus starts now.
And thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk. Right now, we are learning more about the 3 Delta flight attendants recovering this morning after being injured on a turbulent flight on Sunday. Atlanta News First Don Shipman is at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport with the latest.
That flight was coming in from Ecuador. All 3 flight attendants suffered minor injuries. Here's what Delta is saying happened with all of this. The flight attendants kept working despite their injuries. Medics checked them after landing here in Atlanta right on schedule. Turbulence has been a problem this year. Just days ago, the NTSB released a report on a July Delta flight. More than a dozen were hurt when that plane flying from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam hit violent turbulence over Wyoming. The seatbelt sign was off, and passengers, crew, even service carts were thrown to the ceiling. 25 people ended up in the hospital after an emergency landing in Minneapolis. And Delta says that none of the 206 passengers on yesterday's flight were injured. We're here at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
Thank you, Don. And we are continuing to follow this story. A North Georgia police officer expected to be discharged from the hospital today, less than 4 days after being shot in the neck. Captain Brantley Worley of the McKaysville Police Department is scheduled to have facial reconstruction surgery today, and then he will likely be able to go home, which is fantastic news for everyone in the community who's been following this story, as well as his fellow police force and his family. The man accused of pulling the trigger is Timothy Ramsey. I want to show you a video from yesterday where we were inside the courtroom as he appeared before a judge for the very first time since he was arrested. Now, Ramsey was denied bond. The mayor of McKaysville was inside of that courtroom and said he was pleased with that decision. We're going to stay on top of this story and all of the developments that come out of it, both on air and online and in the free Atlanta News First app. And some news around state politics that we are following involving Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She can no longer personally prosecute President Donald Trump. The Georgia Supreme Court just deciding to decline hearing her appeal after being removed from the landmark election interference case last year. Atlanta News First Chelsea Beinfor is at the Nathan Deal Judicial Center with more on what we're learning.
I'm Chelsea Beinfor at the Nathan Deal Judicial Center, where the state Supreme Court will hear an appeal today from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis in her election interference case against President Donald Trump. The Georgia Court of Appeals initially removed Willis from the case last December, citing an appearance of impropriety. That decision came after Willis admitted to having an improper romantic affair with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. That announcement kicked off a storm of controversy and led to Wade's removal and Willis's disqualification. The appeals court said at the time this is a rare case in which disqualification is mandated and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings. Willis's office appealed that decision to the state Supreme Court, who will discuss that case today.
And some new people in the running for the governor's race, none other than Jeff Duncan, now announcing that he will put in his bid for the gubernatorial race in 2026, and he's running as a Democrat after campaigning for Vice President Harris. Duncan announcing that he had officially become a Democrat, and now he wants to seal the deal in his pursuit of Georgia governorship. He said he will fight to lower the costs of health care, child care, and housing, expand Medicaid, and keep Georgia communities safe. You can go to our website to learn more about this candidate, as well as our conversation with him on the Record on Atlanta News First. All right, here's something fun. We just got Forbes' list of some of the richest Americans, and 10 Georgians actually made that annual list. Can you guess who they are? The state's wealthiest family, of course, staying up at the top as Chick-fil-A's Bubba Cathy, Dan Cathy, and Trudy Cathy White. Their net worth remains $13 billion. Can you imagine that? The Home Depot co-founder and Atlanta Falcons owner Arthur Blank ranks behind the Cathy family. Now, according to Forbes, his net worth is more than $11 billion. You can find all of the Georgians who made this list and where they ranked on our free Atlanta News First app. And you know who's made my personal list of best forecaster? First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris. Rodney, I've just been loving the weather lately.
I'm thankful that you gave me best forecaster because I definitely don't have any money, but that's a pretty cool list that they have there of our Atlantans, our Georgia people. So Maria, there's a live look over Midtown Atlanta. We're seeing mostly clear skies right now to ultimately be partly cloudy today. And as you already know, we do have some showers out there. We've had some showers out there all morning long. We've been talking about this over the past few days. I'm going to explain why we're seeing those showers in a second. But there it is. There's First Alert radar. It's not much, but Athens extending down into Eden, a spotty shower or two will be possible for you for the rest of the morning. Here's a look at our high-resolution forecast model. What we're really going to see is more of those spotty showers drop into the mountains first this afternoon around 1 or 2. And unlike yesterday, those showers in the mountains will actually make it all the way down to metro Atlanta later on today. So as you're driving home from work, don't be surprised if you see a stray shower or two. The coverage is only 20%, but we will have some activity out there. That'll continue up until about sunset. Then after sunset, that whatever shower activity is out there will go away. I want to also mention it's not impossible to see an isolated lightning strike or two, so keep that in mind as well if you're going to be out and about. Again, about a 20% coverage today. So here's the culprit for these showers. It's an area of low pressure that's off the coast of Carolina and Virginia. Now, I actually told you about this last week because we had a front that had moved into Florida, and this time of year sometimes you get these lows that develop along the front. That's exactly what happened. Now that low's trailed all the way northward, but you can clearly see the swirl of rain around the low. Our problem is we're too far away from the low to really get any serious rain, but that moisture is still hitting us here. The wind is counterclockwise around lows, so basically that low is bringing in that moisture out of the Atlantic and kind of flinging it southward into North Georgia, and that's why we're seeing those showers dropping in from north to south. That'll be the case not only today, but on Wednesday as well. Then after Wednesday, that low is going to start pulling away from the U.S., and that's when we'll go back to a mostly dry forecast. So for today and tomorrow, 20% chance of some afternoon and evening spotty showers. Again, low chance, but it will be out there, and it will still be hot. Yesterday's high was 88 degrees, up to 87 today, 87 on Wednesday, so hot and sticky in the afternoon. And then once that low moves away, Thursday and Friday completely dry. Highs in the low 90s. It'll be hot but dry as we end the week. I know there's a lot going on this weekend, so if you have any plans on Friday, you'll be in great shape. And then this upcoming weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we still have a slight chance of rain in the forecast. I actually think we may be trending drier for the weekend, but nonetheless, you can certainly keep your plans. Highs are going to stay in the upper 80s, low 90s, and that'll be the case for Monday as well, which is the first day of fall. It's hard to believe that Monday is the first day of fall, considering we are in the 90s as we end the week and go into the upcoming weekend. We will keep you up to date on this forecast. Our next update is on Atlanta News First at noon. Don't forget, you can always find your forecast in the First Alert Weather app. Have an amazing Tuesday, and until next time, we'll see you soon.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday at 11:30 a.m. on ANF+. You can also text weather to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.